Hello, happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm so excited to jump in here with you guys and dive into what I want to talk to you guys about today, which is breaking free from imposter syndrome. So, if you don't know what imposter syndrome is, let me give you just a quick definition. So, imposter syndrome is when you are with a group of other people and they're people within your peer group, within your profession, people that you have something in common with, and you find yourself comparing yourself to them and feeling inferior to them and feeling intimidated by them, and you're worried that they're going to find out that you're not who you say you are. You're worried that they're going to find out that you're not who you're putting yourself out to be. So that's imposter syndrome, and I want to talk to you about my own experience with imposter syndrome. So I had what I have called mom imposter syndrome. That's the term that I have coined. And mom imposter syndrome is what it was for me was basically during my years long stint in survival mode, when I would get into a situation where I was with other moms, when I was with other mom friends, or just anyone else that was a mom of small children, and I was a mom of several small children, I felt I was so scared that they were going to think, oh God, they were going to judge me. They were going to think, oh my gosh, what is wrong with this woman? She doesn't measure up to the rest of us, or she's just such a hot mess. Because the truth is, I was a hot mess. And no, that doesn't mean I wasn't worthy to have friends. That doesn't mean I wasn't a good mom. But deep down inside, I was on the struggle bus every day. Okay. And it was really rough. I've talked about this before a lot. So I was in a very long season of survival mode. I think when you're in survival mode for a short season for a specific reason, like you just had a baby or you've lost a job, you've had a death in the family, because there's some specific reason, an illness, whatever, that you have to be in survival mode for a short time, that's totally normal. Everyone has those seasons. This was not the same thing. This was me being in survival mode for years, me functioning out of a state of survival mode for a very long time. And everything in my life was a mess. Okay. My house was a mess. My car was a mess. My purse was a mess. My makeup was a mess, if it was even on. My emotions were a mess. My plans and my goals were a mess. Everything was messy. I was very messy. And the hardest thing that I had to deal with, I had a lot of small kids, don't get me wrong, but that was not, I always wanted to be a big family mom. And so that was something that was something that was very important to me. It was very precious to me that I did have a lot of kids, but I felt like that all I did was clean up and that nothing was ever clean. And I cried a lot. I was very angry. I was very depressed. And I was overwhelmed. I was very, very tired all the time. And I couldn't get anything done. And this was really hard for me because for me, I'm an Enneagram 4, and for Enneagram 4s, productivity is very, very important. So the fact that I couldn't get anything done made me constantly just frustrated and constantly feeling like, oh gosh, what is wrong with me? Why can't I do anything? Why can't I accomplish anything? And during this time, one of my biggest dreams was to be a mompreneur. That was something that I felt like was aligned with my purpose. And I had two failed businesses. I started two different businesses at two different times. I started one and it fizzled out, didn't go anywhere. Then I said, well, maybe I should start another one. Maybe that just wasn't the right business for me. So I started another business, spent a lot of money on it to get it started. And that business didn't go anywhere. And the problem wasn't the businesses. The problem wasn't that I had so many kids. The problem wasn't that I just needed to get a grip. The problem wasn't that I was so disorganized. The problem was inside of me. The mess on the outside was because of the mess on the inside. And I had tried lots of things to get a grip of my life and get control of my life and just try to be happy. I had tried a lot of things to try to get control of everything that was out of control, which was pretty much everything. Every single thing was out of control. But nothing worked. Nothing took root. Nothing was ultimately successful. And so let me tell you right now, I am running a successful business. Right now, I have days where I'm a hot mess, but I'm not living out of a place of hot mess mama. I'm not living in a place of survival mode. And, and that is something that I am so proud of. That is something that I feel like God has given me this vision and this message to reach other mompreneurs and to empower them, because they can have all their dreams and more. You can, and so I just feel like what I want to share today is that what flipped the switch for me was that I started loving myself. The very first change that I made was that I really took a good, long, hard look at myself on the inside, and I started taking a look at my self-talk. Because if you're not sure if you love yourself or not, look at your self-talk. What kind of thoughts are running through your mind on a daily basis? How do you feel, and what thoughts drive those feelings? Okay, so I really started looking at that, and I really started looking at who I was on the inside. And when I started looking at that and started intentionally changing those things, because your thoughts do not control you, you control your thoughts. And when I started taking ownership of that, when I started taking initiative in that, and really just making those changes in the beginning before I took any more steps to start anything new or take control of any specific area of my life, gradually those areas started to change. And then the more momentum I started to pick up, the faster and faster things started changing. And I got more confidence to eventually start my coaching business. And it's so funny that the mom who was the hot mess mama, who couldn't get a grip on anything, now I'm teaching that to other moms. Now I'm teaching other moms how they can get the confidence, how they can maintain the confidence, and how they can transform on the inside so that they can have the life on the outside that they've been wanting all along. So, if you don't believe in miracles, I am a walking miracle. And I just encourage you that if this is something that you're interested in, if you are not a member of my Facebook group, join my group. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on my personal page, join my group. It is Survival Mode to Successful Mompreneurs of Little Kids Creating Momentum. And in that group, I just help other mompreneurs who are on the struggle bus. Or even if you're not a mompreneur, but if you have a desire or an intention to start or run a business, if you have a dream of leaving your 9 to 5, or if you're not in a 9 to 5, but you have a dream of making an impact in some way and making money while you're doing it, join this group, because I can really teach you what strategies you need, the skill set and the mindset changes that you need to make in order to get to a place of success in that area. So I will see